Hello guys, welcome to my channel Analytics with Ashish. So in this video I'm going to cover how do we host Flask API into Windows Azure. So I'm assuming that you are already having a Flask API up and running in your local machine, and now you're looking for a ways on how to deploy this into Windows Azure. So that is what we are going to cover in this particular video. So let's start. Uh, so the first thing which you need here is like you need to have a Microsoft Azure account. So once you have that account, you can log into the Azure portal, and then from there you can click on create a new resource, because we need to create a new resource named web app. So create new resource, click on web app, and then it will take you to this particular page where you need to fill some basic information like resource group name. The name should be unique, and then other details as well as app service plan. So you can choose the existing app service plan, or you can click the create the new one, and then from there you can choose the different SKU type, like you can choose the free version, you can choose the V1 or F1, whatever you want, depending on your situation. And then yeah, you can click on review and monitor or click create. So once you do that, if everything is good, then you should be able to see that okay, your deployment has been done. Otherwise you may get some error. So in my case I was getting this error, so I'm including that as well. On investigating, I found out that it was coming because of that region, so I tried changing different region. And in my case, when I tried central US, central India, it was not working fine, but with central Canada it was working fine. So once it is complete, then you should be able to see this particular page like your deployment is complete. Here you can click on go to the resource. Once you click on go to the resource, it will take you to this page where it is giving you some overview of that your app service. Like here, this is status is running, and then yes, the important thing here is this URL. So this is the URL where once you deploy everything correctly, then your API will be running on this particular URL. So like this is the URL which you are going to share with your teammates or friends. Okay, so yeah, let's start. So here on the left side, you if you scroll down, then you will see an option called Deployment Center. Once you click on Deployment Center, here you're getting the multiple options to deploy. You can choose the one which you want. Here in this particular video, I'm going to select only this option, local git. Uh, Other we can try on different videos. So for now, yes, local git. So once you click on local git, click on continue. Select app service, build service, select continue, then finish. Once you finish, then it will land you to this particular page where you are getting the git clone URI. So this is the important thing which we were looking for. So let's try to understand this. We have all our code into our local machine, and now we are want to publish it into Windows Azure, right? So definitely if we want to push our code, then we need some kind of bridge to stabilize the connection. So this particular URL will act like a connection there. uh, Here we have this deployment credentials. Once you click on deployment credentials, so it is giving two options, local git or FTP. Once you select on FTP, so then it is giving you the CURI, username and password. Same thing when you click on local git, you will be getting this thing. So this is just extra piece of information if someone is interested to see what kind of files and folders are in their deployment folder, then they can see there. So for that you need to install FileZilla, that is open source, so you can install it. You click on site manager, click new site, and there you can put your URL which you are getting from here, and put the username and password, and click on connect. So then it will take you to a deployment folder, and right now there is nothing, but once you push your code, then you will be able to see all your files, programs here. Okay, so coming back to again our basic idea, yeah, this particular phase here, because this is just extra piece of information. So we go to our local machine, the target folder, and then from there uh, you need to click on git bash here. So obviously for this you need to have a git installed in your computer. If not, then you need to install it. Once it is installed, then suppose this, if this is your target folder, then you right click and then git bash here, and uh, then yes, then you need to give these basic commands. For example, like git init to initialize, then add files to your local repository, then you're doing the commit. And then this is the important steps here. You are doing adding a to remote URL. So basically git remote add origin. Origin can be the alias, it can be anything which you want to give, and then remote repository URL. So this is the URL which we have seen into this page here. So that's the remote URL in our case. Okay, so yeah, so that's what we need to give here. Once you run this command, then if you're running it for the first time, then it will ask you for the username and password. Like this kind of window will pop up, and you need to fill these username and password from that deployment credential option, like I told you here, local git, and then here is the username and password. So just copy paste and then copy and paste it here. Okay, so this is, like I said, this is only one time. If you do this, then it will not ask you again. So once you do that, now you need to push your code there. So git push origin master origin. If you have given origin here, then you put origin. If it is different name, then you need to give a different name. That's it. And then once you push it, then yeah, it should be. So now your deployment folder should have all those files. So if you are checking this with the FTP, then you will see like all different files here. Okay. And also in that page, earlier we were not having anything here, but now we have those details as well, like the date, time, the message which you put, and then also the logs you can see. Another way to see that is in the same portal, NLG Web App. Here you can click on Advanced Portal and then go click, and then here it will land you to this page where we have multiple options here. So this is the site www root. That is the same folder which we were able to see from FileZilla. So you can see all the files here. Otherwise, if you are interested in looking into the logs, you can click on deployment logs as well. So guys, by this point, if everything is good, then your application should be up and running. You can use the same public URL from which you got from that overview page, and then yeah, then you can access your program there. But in my case, I was getting error here. So this is the page which I got. So I was not lucky. Application error, and as you can see, there is not much details has been provided, like what went wrong. Just a very generic page. So in order to investigate it, I tried to recreate the same scenario in my local machine again. So I created a very fresh Conda environment with no package installed at all. And then I'm using the same requirements.txt file, which I have pushed into that Azure server. I have used that. And then from that requirement.txt, I'm installing all the packages. So the basic idea is this. See, when we have that Flask API up and running in our local machine, then we have already those packages installed in our machine, right? But when we are pushing our code there into Azure server, then or that machine which we have selected, then we need to tell that machine that okay, these are the packages which we are going to use in our program. So that's why you need to install it, and then we need to put all those packages into this requirements.txt. So maybe we have missed some package there. So that is why I created this new environment and I put all the packages into requirements.txt. Also, I install everything from requirements.txt. So these are the basic thing. Like I created an environment, activated it, and then I'm going to install all the packages from those requirement.txt by using this command here. You see here, and then yes, and then I run this application python app.py on my local machine, and then here I'm again getting the error. But at least I was able to see what some more details, so in this case I was able to see that okay, xlrd is the package which I was missing in my requirements.txt, right? So I installed these packages in my environment. So now you have two options. Either you can just add this option into requirement.txt and push again. Otherwise, the other practice is like, okay, you can do the split freeze greater than requirements.txt. So this will basically take all the packages installed in your Conda environment into requirements.txt. So this is a good practice. So that's what I did here. And then I updated my target folder. So basically in target folder, I have updated only that requirements.txt by one line, and then doing the same thing again. You need to use these commands. So once, yeah, you need to add this remote. Actually, in my case, what happened actually is I created a new web application. Okay, I changed the web application for some reason, and then when I was doing this remote add, then it was not asking me for username and password. It was using those old username. It was already taking those old username and password as a default one. So and because of that I was getting this authentication failed error. So in order to do that, I had to take those default username and password out. So there are two ways to do that. Either you can use credential manager, and then from there you can go to that that URL and then you click on remove. Other way is like you can do this from the git command as well. I personally use this portion here, this option, and then from there I removed. And now if you put that again remote, if you add to the remote URL, then it was asking again with the username and password. So this time I have put the new username and password. So this is just an extra step. if you are using the same web app, then you don't need to worry about these things, because in that case your username and password is same. So yes, all you need to do is just push the code. So when I was pushing the code, the next error which I was getting is yes, that I have also changed some file into my remote by using from FTP. I think I put some file there, so because of that it was giving me this error. So for that I just use the force option. So you see here, push NLG and master, and then I just use force. This time the next error which I was getting is that with some package, this package, I thought like, okay, simply take this package out from the requirement.txt. Maybe this is just an extra information, so I took that out, and then I tried again, and the again the same kind of error but with the different package. So I took that package out as well, and this time it was running fine. And when I check with the URL, my application was up and running. In your case, maybe the same kind of situation may occur. You may have either you are lacking one of package which you are using in your machine, in your program, or you are having problem with some extra package while installing into your machine. So whatever the case, so yeah, so you can try them out. If you are still facing a problem, then you can post your problem in the comment box, and then I will be happy to help you. The another extra piece of information is like, you should know, just stopping the web app will not stop you from billing, because you will be charged for the app service plan, not for the web app. So to understand this, you can relate this with this analogy, like renting a car. So if you're renting a car, whether you use it, you drive it, or you like just keep it outside your house, still it will not make any change. You will have to pay of the renting fees, right? The same way you have rented this, so whether you use it or not, you still have to pay the amount. So if you're not using web app and you don't want to get charged, then simply delete this web app, and deleting the web app will also delete this app service plan. So that's it, guys. After these steps, my application was up and running. Hopefully it should work same for you as well. If you have any question, you can comment, you can ask me. I will be happy to help you. If it helps you in any way, then please like, comments, and for more such videos, please subscribe. Thank you.